still untitled. So it begins, the moon shines down upon a solitary silhouette, illuminating the dark auburn hair of Ivory's long curly locks. The breeze frolics across the tranquil midnight sky, awakening the senses and the smells of the small, sleeping town of Rising Pond, Georgia. The moonbeams dance with the whispering winds, reflecting the ripples of the cascading falls, and revealing the shadows hiding beneath the depths of her walnut brown eyes. Nestled within the beauty and the simplicity of nature, it provides a provisional healing balm upon her repentant and tarnished soul. A sob escapes from Ivory's lips as she sits contemplating how foolish she was, and believing that that there was some sort of gold nugget of, oh, why am I always so adamant, so stubborn? Have I not learned by now that not every person is inherently good, that I cannot change a person? She had come too close. Shuddering, she clenches her teeth, trying to fling off the tormented memory. It claws at her, trying to taunt her. Ivory sighs. There are just too many what-ifs and if-onlys. If only she could just make sense of it all. While sitting upon the sandstone and shell rocks, listening to the familiar sounds of her childhood home, Ivory feels the lulling tug of the rushing falls, the stars above and the crickets lullaby. Ivory cannot help but drink in the tranquility of the night. As always, the peace and the refuge that she seeks to find in nature settles into her bones, calming her soul as she quietly joins the crickets' lullaby, weaving in the truth of her siren song. When the sun goes down o'er Dublin town, the colors last for hours. Oh. The lights come on, the night's a song, and the streets all turn to gold. A gentle mist, all heaven-kissed, like teardrops off an angel's wings. Don't you know you'll cleanse your soul with a walk in the Irish rain? Cleansing. That's what she needs, as the song fades silently from her lips, as the forest grows eerily quiet. Her guardian, a black and silver schnauzer, snaps to attention, with her hair standing straight up. Missy quietly searches for any sign of movement, and listens for the slightest echo of sound. It is as if the whole forest is frozen and holding its breath, waiting for the heavens to unravel the mystery hidden within the stars. Ivory stands beside Missy, scanning the dark forest and the rushing waterfalls. Nothing, she sighs in relief, reclaiming her seat on her rocky perch. She stretches, working to untie all of the knots forming in her back. Relaxing once again, Ivory dangles her feet back into the deep recessive pools, trying to erase the memories, threatening to overpower her. It's okay, Missy, she wearily sighs. There's no one out there. Relax. Why don't we go for a swim? It's very refreshing. We've had a long journey, and to be honest with you, you smell like a sweaty dog. Missy turns and glowers at Ivory. Looking into her eyes, Missy states in a matter-of-fact fashion that someone or something is out there, and I've sworn an oath that I would protect you with my life, and I'd never go back on my word. Besides, you're my best friend and my meal ticket. Oh, and by the way, you smell like a sweaty dog, too, if you had to fly confined in a pet carrier in a cargo section. Stupid animal regulations. Could they not see? She mumbles to herself as she lies down and curls up beside Ivory's feet, closing her eyes to rest. Ivory's ethereal laughter fades away while the eerie silence remains over the forest. It sits there hanging like a heavy cloud, descending and leaving the perception of a crouched tiger ready to pounce. Missy, refusing to move and separate herself from Ivory, finds the situation completely ripped out of her control. Very well, Missy Elizabeth, have it your own way. Ivory throws off the weariness of the past and leaps up to her feet. She takes off like a graceful swan, skipping up and over the rocks and stones to dive into the depths of the waterfall's pool. Poised, ready to dive, Ivory takes a deep breath and dives into the deep, cool waters, piercing the reflection of the full moon shimmering on the surface. Swimming within the depths of the pool, she swims to the bottom and catapults herself to the top, erasing the fluid motions of the water's surface. She swims over to Missy's perch, ready to demand for her to come in and join her, when she hears her deep, low growl and sees Missy standing rigid with fear, warning of an intruder. Ivory quickly climbs out of the water, ignoring her soaking sundress, and bounds over the rocks to stand by Missy's side. Their eyes flitter over the forest, and Missy's growl intensifies into a full-fledged bark. Everything slips into slow motion as the intruder approaches her. She lets out an ear-splitting but magically musical scream. Missy lunges at the intruder as he steps out of the shadows and into the brilliant light of the full moon. Recognition slowly dawns on Ivory as the moonlight reflects off the strange yet familiar face. A memory flickers from childhood, igniting the image of a young boy with sapphire blue eyes and a big yet slightly lopsided smile with the dimple that rests in the corner of his left cheek. As the memory fades, she stares somewhat in disbelief of her supposed intruder that's now standing in front of her. The intruder throws up his hands in defense as Missy's razor-sharp teeth pierce the skin of his forearm. Missy, Ivory commands, release him. It's Trinity. Relief washes over Trinity's face as Missy unclamps her teeth from his arm and lands lightly on her feet. Missy walks back over to Ivory and sits down directly in front of her, placing herself directly between them, ready to protect her if the need should arise. Unaware of the apparition that she is, Ivory stands there with the wet hair cascading down the small of her back and droplets dancing like dew, caressing down her face. Her skin, the color of palest pure ivory, with the slightest dusting of pale pink rose that splashed across her high, full cheekbones, kissing each freckle that rests on her face. Her lips quiver, turning blue as she shivers, with only the thin sheen of her dress that clings to her. An awkward silence envelops them like a blanket as Ivory gazes through her long, dark lashes. Her childhood best friend is standing before her, now a man. This goes into the first chapter. Midnight was approaching, creeping across the sky, painting the night a dark, oppressive coal black. As the ominous force draws itself closer, clawing its way to engulf the moon, seeking to encase the stars, it pulls forth a curtain of darkness over the small island of St. Anastasia. I was sitting in my room with my guardian Missy, my 8-year-old Schnauzer, who is my sworn protector and best friend. I was curled up in my window seat, writing a letter to my best friend Trinity. Well, I was trying to write a letter to him. I was really stargazing and trying to form the words, put it to pen and paper, and explain my eventful but unrealistic day. I was somewhat old-fashioned in the sense that I preferred to handwrite letters instead of shooting off an email. I just find no use for such trifle things, and in honesty, I find it tends to make people lazy. I gazed back down at the ivory stationery with monarch butterflies resting in my lap. Trinity had sent it to me as my graduation gift. It was exquisite. So far, all I had managed to write was, Dear Trinity, it seems so long since your last visit here to the island, but it's only been 2 months since you left. That you flew out here for my graduation, and I still can't believe I'm finally done with high school. The summer has just flown by, and I found myself today standing in front of the marble steps, embarking on my first day of college. I was still furious that my mother would not let me come home and join you at UGA. But the most wonderful things happened. I think I'm still in shock because I'm still at a loss for words, which, as you know me, is no small task for me. Where do I begin? For the last hour, I have been unsuccessful in finishing my letter to Trinity. I could not extract the words that formed in my mind and have them flow aimlessly like the wind blowing across the mountains, through my arm and onto the paper. I felt an oppressive weight tugging at my soul, and I snapped back to reality. Gazing out my window, I realized the moon and the stars had completely